Hi everyone, I am super excited to show you my new high time frame preferred scenario on the Bitcoin chart thanks to a comment from Guillaume Tbt, because his comment made me rethink the whole impulsive count that I had over here, and therefore I now have a new high time frame preferred scenario on the Bitcoin chart. Now in this video we're going to have 3 steps. First of all, we're going to read the message, the comment from Guillaume Tbt. Then I'm going to explain to you why the count over here didn't work based on the message that I had from him. And then I'm going to show you what my new high time frame preferred count is. So let's jump in. The message he sent me was the following. He said, I have 2 questions on your analysis. First of all, why did you put the end of wave 3 not at 24260, which I will show you in a second? To me, if you put the wave 3 at 24260, it makes more sense to have an overshooting B wave at 25240 at the 1.38 ratio of wave A. Ordinary and expanding flat has a B wave retracing between the 1.236 and the 1.38, which is absolutely correct. A B wave in an expanded flat has the most common target between the 1.236 and the 1.38 Fibonacci. If we keep your count, we will overshoot this target, don't you think? And this is the sentence that made me rethink the whole previous high time frame preferred scenario that I had. So let's show my old preferred scenario and what was wrong with it. So with the previous scenario that you have seen in some of the previous videos, because I tend to start with the high time frame count because I think it is important to know where we are on the higher time frame. I had this as an A, then a B, and then a C. And then the C is the end of this wave B, the yellow B, before then moving down for wave C. And then locally we have a 5-wave structure. And in my opinion, wave 4 was not yet finished. So I said the last couple of videos that this is an expanded flat, or at least I would expect some sort of an expanded flat, which means we have a 3-wave A followed by a 3-wave B and then a C. But you can already see a little bit of a problem over here, which is the high of the expanded flat. And Guillaume is absolutely right saying that aren't we going to overshoot this target for the expanded flat B if price is going up there for another move to the upside in order to create an ABC, which is correct, because the fibs that you see on the chart over here are the 1.236 and the 1.38, and this is the most common target for a wave B. But over here at the moment we don't yet see a 3-wave move because it needs to be a 3, 3, 5. But over here we have a 5-wave move up followed by corrective pattern, and then we need another 5-wave move up, and then it should be a zigzag, which is an ABC, with the most common target being the 1-to-1. Now if we take the low of the zigzag to the high to the low that has been made recently and then put the 1-to-1 on the chart, you can see that this 1-to-1 over here at 26.4K is way higher than the usual target of a wave B, which then should have been something like this. So it's so out of proportion that Guillaume was like, but wait a minute, I think this might actually overshoot the target too much. So he was like, why do you have wave 3 here and not there? Because if you do that, then the Fibonacci pool goes up just a little bit, and maybe that is enough for this move up to then finish in this target area, but before then moving down in a wave C. And even when I move up the target area, by having a pull from the high of 3 here to the low, the Fibonacci pool, you would still overshoot the target area for this wave B expanded flat. So instead of this, we would get something like this. And that is just too high, and it didn't feel right. So therefore I started to look into it and I started to change my thoughts. And now I'm going to show you my new high time frame count. And that is this one. Now, it looks messy, I know. Also realize that I'm on the log chart, and all the fibs that you see also up here, everything is on the log scale. So if you click on this button, fib levels based on log scale, it's all on log. So if you want to like put these on your own chart, make sure to use everything in log. Now what I'm going to do is, first of all, I'm going to remove some stuff so that all the clutter is gone, but everything you see has been done in about 1 hour this afternoon. I live in the Netherlands, so CET, And you can see that I went into the low time frames in order to figure out what might eventually happen on the more higher time frame count. So what I'm going to do now is quickly clean up the chart by first of all getting these green lines out of the way, because I have everything in one folder. So I just removed these counts for now because these are very, very low time frame counts, and I will keep the blue one on my chart. There we go. Remove some of the stuff that we see. Wait, sorry for this. It's just a very full folder. So we remove all the smaller counts. Then we have yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Okay, there we go. This is fine. So now I have the two higher counts. I have the blue count, as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then eventually the green count, which is yet unfinished in my opinion. So if we go very cutthroat, what I currently expect is the following for the people that want to have the information instantly, because I can show it to you right now what my expectation is, and then I'll go through it in more detail. So what I expect at the moment is that this is the high of 3. So the high of 3 now changed from here, that I used to have this green high there, the end of wave 3. But now I have the end of wave 3 here at about 25.2K. Then this is a wave A, corrective structure. Then we have a wave B. Then we get the C to finish wave 4. And then we move up for wave 5 to probably finish in a common target about 30K, which is what I'm looking for, which also matches, that's why I have the red box over here, with a nice backtest of the support area that we had over the past couple of years, basically. So let's jump into it in more detail, so the ones that are interested understand more of what actually happened and how I got to this count. So I did remove all the quite low time frame counts, but eventually all the lower time frame counts led to what you're seeing right now. So let's jump into the 4 hour, which is low enough at the moment. So let's first have a look at the blue count. Oh no, yes, because the blue count is the internal count of wave 3. So wave 3 is over, oops. Wave 3 is over here. There you can see the green 3. So it's 1, 2, 3, and then eventually 4 is yet to be finished. So inside this wave 3, we have a 1, 2, 3 over there, 4. This is the low of 4, 5. So this is wave 5 of the internal count of wave 3. Now, if we look at the Fibonacci extensions, then wave 3, the blue wave 3, has an extension of 7.618, which is very extended, but in a wave 3 absolutely possible, especially if it is an internal count of the wave 3. So then we have the 1, 2 over here, eventually wave 3, 4, 5. And if you look at this wave 4, so we used to have the 3 over here, as I mentioned earlier, and then this in our, in the previous count, wave 3 top was there, then this was an A, B, C. But now wave 3, the green wave 3 goes up here, and this correction is now a wave 4 of a lower degree inside the wave 3 of a higher degree, which is the green count. So this is now the wave 4 in blue over here, which is a lower degree than the green wave 3. And as you can see, this then is an A, B, and a C wave down. And the reason that I put wave 3 over here and not over there, to maybe have this as a 3 wave down or something like that, in my opinion, it can be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's what I see. The reason is that this move down is a 5 wave structure. And you can only have this as a 5 wave structure to the downside if this is a wave C, because right after this 5 wave structure, we move to the upside, we took the high, so this cannot be a 1, 2, and then eventually 3, 4, 5 to the downside. Now this can only be a 5 wave structure, a wave C, if this then is an A, this is a B, expanded flat because we took the high, then this is a C, we took the lows of A, so it's absolutely valid. Then we have a 3 wave move up for the expanded flat B, so then we have A, B, and then we have C to the downside. And as you can see, wave C ended perfectly in the target box for a wave C, in between the 1.618 trend-based fib extension that you pull from the high of 3 to the low of A to the high of wave B. And then you put on the you toggle on the 1.618. And it also perfectly arrived or finished inside this area between the 1.236 and the 1.618, which is the most common area also for wave C. So from this trend-based fib extension to this 1.618 Fibonacci, which you pull from the low of A to the high of B, you get this white box area. And as you can see, price perfectly ended up in here before moving up. Amazing, right? So this is eventually what happened for this wave 4, besides also, by the way, that you see these fib times, and these fib times are a mix of this is quite technical, by the way. Sorry if it's too technical. I just try to explain it as good as I can. These fib times are pulled from different positions. First of all, the 2 over here is basically means that the Fibonacci, the fib time here, is twice the length of 2. So this correction from the high of 3 to the 2 fib time, this is twice the length as wave 1 to the low of wave 2, which is fine because a wave 4 tends to be longer than a wave 2. Then you see fib times over there, which one of them is from the same pool as that one, but the other one is actually the length of wave 3. So if you take a fib time from the low of 2 to the high of 3 and you double click over here, then you get, oops, if we zoom in, the 0.618, that's the one, the 0.618 ends up there as well, which is a very valid target, and that eventually just supported the area, because then you have the target box over here and you have fib time confluence as well, which makes it very, very nice. So that being said, let's remove discount from my chart right now and a couple of the Fibonacci pools that you see as well, and clean up so that we can talk about the green count. So now we have the green count on the chart, and the top of the top of wave 3 is there. And as you can see the 3.618 trend-based fib extension. Let me put the price off. There we go. So the 3.618, which means that this is wave 1, 2, and then 3 is a 3.61 trend-based fib extension that we've pulled from the low of 1 to the high of 1 to the low of 2. And if I zoom in, you can see we hit this 3.618 trend-based fib extension perfectly. Like you can see, we wicked through it, but we closed below it. Like it's amazing, right? Sometimes Elliott waves can be so beautiful. So the 3.618, very, very well respected, very nice as well. And that made me more convinced that this is the high of wave 3 after all the counting on the lower time frame, that this is then the high of wave 3, the green wave 3, followed then by this corrective structure that we've been looking at over the past couple of days, which can be a nice 3-wave structure in a WXY or the WXYXZ that I showed earlier. Before then we get a move to the upside in the B target area, which of course is in between the 1.236 and the 1.38 Fibonacci. Before then, a move to the downside in a wave C to finish wave 4. And then this wave 4 will finish again for a wave C target. It should be in between the 1.618 trend-based fib extension. Well, we don't yet know how high the high of B is, but I had a little bit of an estimation. So basically between 21.8K and kinda 20.6K would be a nice area for wave C to finish, which also then works with the white lines that you see over here, because these white lines are the fib those are the fib retracements from the low of wave 2 to the high of wave 3, and the wave 4 tends to finish between, well, around the 382. It can also finish around the 236, but that is quite uncommon. Most common is around the 382, between the 382 and 0.5, and that would work out very, very well. Now again, you see a couple of fib times that I have on the chart right here, And this fib time over here, let me actually change the color to yellow. So the yellow fib time that you see in the screen is pulled from the low of 1 to, wait, let me actually select it. It is pulled from, sorry, the high of 1 to the low of 2 to then the high of 3. And that gives you at least an indication of, okay, this is the length of 2. So the length of wave 2 is this length for potentially the end of wave 3, however, or wave 4. However, wave 4 tends to be longer than a wave 2, which I believe will be the case again. And then these green fib times, that is the pull from the low of 2 to the high of wave 3, because wave 4, and also wave 2 by the way, but wave 4, it's very good to take fib times of the wave 3 just before the wave 2. So from the low of 2 to the high of 3, and then you double click at the high of 3, and then you get the 1-to-1. So this 1-to-1 basically means that the time that I've drawn on the chart now is the same as the time that we took from wave 2 to go to wave 3. So that is what the 1-to-1 means, which therefore this gives me this target box. I mean, it can take longer, but currently I have therefore created this box over here. So this then would be the low of wave 4. Before then, I expect a wave to the upside in a wave 5, ending somewhere, that's my preferred scenario, in the common wave C target, which is in this white box. That would be great, especially backtesting the 30K area, which we found so much support in the past like years, basically over here as well. We never backtested this area, so it would be an amazing backtest area for a potential short, and then short it to eventually the targets of wave C. So this is my new high time frame preferred count on the Bitcoin chart. Thanks to the message of Guillaume Tbt, you are the one that made me rethink what I did on the lower time frame, which is eventually led to this video where now I've restructured my whole preferred count on the higher time frame. So guys, I really enjoy your feedback, your tips, your recommendation, your comments. I'm reading everything, I'm replying to everything. If there's anything that you see, if you have questions, just write it down there. If you want to see my alternative counts, don't forget I have a video about the other alternative counts that I made a couple of days ago. Again, I will put a card at the right top of the screen to my homepage of the channel because there you will see the video. For now, I'd like to say thank you for taking the time to watch this longer video about this new preferred scenario on the high time frame chart of Bitcoin. I wish you a great morning, great afternoon, or great evening wherever you live in the world, and I hope to see you at the next video tomorrow at 7 a.m. CET, Central East European Time, on my channel. Bye bye.